right, this is Harsha with over.gg, and I'm joined by Zappis of Team Gigantti. You're fresh off a pretty dominant victory against 123. How'd you feel about that set overall?
Well, obviously it's good to win the set. We were kind of uncertain on how 123 is gonna play because they just switched their main deck player for the LAN, and we're just kind of feeling them out and how they want to play the game, and then we just morely focused on our game style, and we got the 3-0.
So last time you guys played them, they actually had a sub as well, but it was for Bach instead, I believe. I think they brought in IPN, and they did have Tonic that time. Do you think those matches would have been, you played them twice, do you think those matches would have been closer with the full lineup, or do you think still would have come out with the victory in the end?
I think the matches would have been closer. I think they have been a really great team. Like they kind of defined the Soldier Zen Peel comp stylish gameplay because they really mesh up well together. And I still think we would have gotten the win against them because we as a team are like, we have really solid game plans on how to do against these like meta comps, and I think we would have gotten the wins, but it would have been closer for sure.
So one thing I wanted to talk about, maybe this is a bit touchy, but because you and Fragi and some of the other members of the team as well were part of that old Ninjas in Pyjamas lineup, you guys were known very well for being really good at the tank style, but you were also known very well for being kind of chokers in the big matches. Now you guys are in a tournament finals. How does that feel?
Well, it feels amazing, of course. This is our first like big LAN final. Historically, we've always been falling short in like semifinals or something like that, and yeah, it feels great to finally get there.
So moving forward, you have Misfits, who do look like the best team in Europe, or have looked like that during the season. Today they looked, way weaker than we've seen them before, rather. And Cloud9 took 2 matches off them, almost took the set off them. Does that give you a lot of confidence going into tomorrow?
Yeah, well, we know Misfits because basically 2 weeks before this event, we only practiced against Misfits because they were the team that practiced the most in Europe, and kind of because Contenders went to the playoffs phase, a lot of the teams didn't really practice that much. So we basically scream Misfits 4 hours every day before this event. So we know them, and well, they have one NIP guy now. Maybe they choke now.
That is also true. So one other thing I wanted to note is that you guys have been playing with 2 newer supports for your team as of this season. You used to have Zupe, who's obviously, you just said, on Misfits now, and you had Kynal before on the Lucio. You've replaced him with Big Goose. How do you think those additions have, furthered your team or affected your team, throughout this tournament?
Well, the trade-off from Kynal to Big Goose was really big, like mechanically. Goose is a really skilled Lucio. He can like dual tracers all day long, and he measures really well with Shaz as well. He did really great with Zupe as well. And the trade-off from Zupe to Shaz was kind of equal. They're both like really flexible on support, and they can play the Sombra, they can play the Ana, and they can just work together with any team basically. They're just that talented.
So moving into tomorrow, obviously you'll be playing Misfits. How do you think that match is going to go? Do you have any predictions? You're not going to jinx yourself or anything like that, but do you expect to come out with the victory tomorrow?
It's going to be close for sure. I think it kind of depends on the game day, and it really depends on how the players perform at the stage. Today Misfits looked a bit shaky. Maybe they can compose themselves for tomorrow, and it's going to be harder to face them. But I think we can manage the win against them because when we practice against them, we go really head to head. We win. Sometimes we win more maps, sometimes we lose more maps, but I think it's really like manageable to win them now.
One more thing about your team that I wanted to ask about. We know that Fragi himself has a very unique playstyle, I'd say. He's more aggressive than pretty much any tank you've seen in professional play overall. What does he bring to your team, that's different than, say, any other main tank?
Well, he brings in, obviously, the Reinhardt. Basically, not any of the top teams are a really good Reinhardt player because Fragi has been playing the Reinhardt for like over a year now, and all the like top main tanks kind of like developed their skills with Winston, and that's why they're in the top teams. But Fragi was in the top team, and we played Reinhardt, and then he transitioned into Winston, and then we still have the Reinhardt in our back pocket, and that's why we can always pull out these tank ops and expect to win. And yeah, he's really aggressive with Winston as well. He kind of does like these small flanks around, and sometimes it's really weird, but it really measures up really well in our team.
Is there anything special you're going to do tonight, or are you just going to, you know, review some VODs or play some games, or what do you do from now?
We're going to watch the VODs against C9 versus Misfits, see how they did. They kind of play the same game as they did as they practiced, so nothing special there, but we'll see how things go and how they have adapted to the LAN. Then maybe have like a few hours of scrims against some NA team maybe, and we'll see. Just chill. Just chill.
All right, well, thank you very much, Zappis, for joining us. Zappis, obviously, of Team Gigantti, and wish him the best of luck tomorrow. This is Harsha with over.gg, and thanks for tuning in.